All right, creatures, we are here, King Leo and I, we are here to talk about the top 500 Black wrestlers of 2024. This is an interesting list. Now, before we do talk about who's all on here, we got to talk about Triple H comment from the press conference last night after Bad Blood. Triple H, long story short, let us know that he doesn't see color. He said, I see everybody gets the opportunities. I don't see the difference in anybody. I don't see color. I don't see nationality. I don't see any of it. I just see talent. I don't see the difference between men and women. I see talent. We tell stories with those talents. How they can handle those stories and represent those stories and bring those stories forward. I don't keep track of any of that. I do what's relevant and what's best in storytelling and what's being delivered the best, and that's what goes. Very political answer if you ask me. I think it's important. Lists like this is really important because a lot of us, regardless of your culture or what you identify as in life or what you were born into, you kind of feel like you're not represented in a lot of walks of life. And when it comes to pro wrestling, a lot of people may not feel represented in terms of being a black person, and they're watching all these wrestlers get in the ring, and they want to see people like them. Myself growing up watching wrestling, majority of wrestlers were predominantly Caucasian, and that's what we saw all the time. But I always wanted to see people who looked like me doing things, and especially like growing up with my brother and my cousin, they're males who were happy to see people like Mark Henry and other black wrestlers, Booker T. They looked up to them, seeing them with titles like that was huge to them because it make them feel like if they can do it, if somebody that looks like me can have opportunities like that, they feel like they can do the same too. In terms of Triple H's comments, I really do feel like the majority of people who say that are people who's never had to be judged by their color, who's never didn't have to get into trouble because of just the way they look, who didn't have to worry about, oh, I didn't get a job because I'm black or whatever the situation is. We deal with that. We honestly deal with that. And even those black people who would say, I've never dealt with racism, they've dealt with it and had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the truth. And I can understand people are saying, these past pay-per-views, where are the black men in these pay-per-views? Why are we not seeing that? And I understand that this company have majority of Caucasian people. Yes, there are, some diversity there too, but I feel like in terms of giving opportunities, big opportunities, I don't think we see it happening more often on the main roster. I do feel like with NXT, we see more diversity and more opportunities within minorities on NXT. I think that's a difference between those shows. What do you think about his comments?
Um, Definitely though, that was the most political way to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I had to make any description, it's something that you hear all the time. Like, I agree exactly with what you're saying. It's like the people that say that are the same people that we see in the comment sections of a lot of either Twitter, Facebook, wherever you are, do your socials at. They always ask the same question: why does it have to be about color? And most of the time, they aren't black people, and they don't get questioned about their culture or about anything. And we constantly do, and we're constantly judged, put on a scale. You know what I'm saying? Like, down from Samantha Irvin, you know what I mean? Like, all the way down, like from the announcers all the way down to anybody on to the lowest person on the card. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it is about that. It is about how wrestlers aren't being spotlighted right now. I think how many PLEs was it so far that people being now that they got the counter now going?
Oh, was it 4 or
Yeah,
5?
Like it's been a few PLEs now from. I get it. I guess what even then Clash at the Castle, that was the pre-show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? And only thing I can say is that I understand. And look, Bianca for four, you know what I mean? What, she's 4-0 at WrestleMania. That's it. Is that all we gonna get is Bianca? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and that's it. And I get that,
That's
but
true.
you know what I
But in
mean?
this particular case, the person who asked the question was speaking of black men.
Yeah. And that's why.
So I get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
but and even black men, like it's just I feel the same way. Like I'm tired of not seeing there's plenty that should be pushed forward. The only person that
Hmm.
I see that, we definitely get to see them on Raw, SmackDown. We see Xavier Woods has an interesting story that he's going through. Are they
Yeah.
do we have to wait until they finish building the story on Raw with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston and wherever they going? Or do we have
Hmm.
to wait for Carmelo Hayes and Andrade to finish beefing before we see them? Like, I feel that should have ended at Bad Blood right there. That's the one match, if any, that should have been finished at Bad Blood. So
I agree.
him saying
I
like
agree.
like he doesn't see color, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what rose tinted glasses you looking through right now to where everything is red, like, you know what I'm saying, or everything is just one color. Like, that wasn't the political stance to take. Like I was saying, like how I feel. I think Cody Rhodes,
Hmm.
like when he said it, you know what I mean. Is all. Don't kill me if I know you don't agree with Cody, but he was just
Go
saying.
ahead.
Cody said when his wife, where he had a conversation with his wife, and she asked, "Hey, you know what I'm saying?" He was like, "I don't see color," and then she said, "Well, you don't see me. How
Yeah.
can you see me if you don't see color?" And he had to think about that. So he said, you know what I mean? Like, that's a bullshit answer to say that. So now you stand at, for lack of a better word, road, lack of better words, a crossroads, you know what I'm saying? With people in your company that feel that way. And now you got to deal with
Right.
everybody else. Like, we know, we joke on NXT, calling it NXBET. We know what we getting on the CW. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know what we're gonna get
True.
at the pay-per-views, but at the same time, the big feuds, you know what I'm saying? Like, before Carmelo made the jump, it was Carmelo versus Trick Williams. It's like, all right, like, do they gotta fight each other? All the, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
now, it's diverse. You see everybody posting the same stuff. They putting the people together, like the LWO, all of them. You got the LWO together.
Absolutely.
You have you know what I mean? Like, the Black Stables are together. The, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Judgment Day.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
And in our live streams, we talk about black rankings because representation does matter to us.
yeah.
We see it a lot where it's like, oh, the black wrestlers are the ones predominantly losing and not getting the bigger opportunities. And for a while we kept track of that and we were just like, why does even during Black History Month, do you remember that back in
Oh,
February? It was just like, oh my God, they're losing every time they come out, which was crazy. But at the same time, what was interesting about what Triple H said was that he doesn't see color, he see talent.
mhm.
And when we take everything off the table and just go based off of talent, what you're saying is that somehow, some way, the black men aren't as talented as everyone else to be on top. Very interesting.
and
Very interesting.
and to even say that, like, they put out what Love and what was it Love in WWE earlier this year, and Montez Ford was fighting his way to get his singles run into the Elimination Chamber.
Oh
That
yes.
says it all right there, that he's trying to figure out his spots. That means he's just as talented to be in the Elimination Chamber
Oh,
as the
absolutely.
rest of them. Like, and we know that Montez Ford is the quintessential wrestler we want to see. If you're watching WWE, the quintessential wrestler. Like, if
Hmm.
I compare him and I compare anybody else, I'm gonna compare him and Swerve together. Like, I think that they're equally as talented. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I don't know. I can't jack that answer. I think maybe he was just caught in the moment, and that's what he decided to say, and so he kept, you know what I
Probably.
mean, to keep it moving.
Probably. If anything, not just pro wrestling, but companies should ask their employees of whatever minority and how they feel in terms of representation within the company that they work. They'll be surprised about the answers that they will get from their employees. So, you know, for me, I do feel like it's important. I do love to see Black people getting recognized for what they do. And it just seems like we don't get a chance to see the recognition often. And let me, before we say who's in the top 10 of this list, this is very important for me to say. This list features everyone who is Black. And what's very interesting is I compared this list to the PWI list that came out, was it last month? Only nine Black wrestlers made it to the top 100.
Hmm.
Nine.
That's it.
This is why lists like this are so important, because I didn't even get a chance to check the rest of it to see how many other Black wrestlers were on this list. And that goes to say that at least, what, 400 and something of these people would have not been recognized at all.
That's wild.
So lists like this is so important because all these men and women are in the ring, they're working their ass off, and they don't feel like they're being recognized. And people like us, we do recognize what it is that they do, but you know, in terms of a list like PWI, where you only have nine Black wrestlers in your top 10, and I'm not saying that we have to make a list and go based off of race, but this is for you to see the difference in terms of how these people are working so hard, and no matter how hard they work, they're just not going to make these lists. So we have lists like this for people to feel recognized. Now let's talk about the top 10.
Okay.
Number one is Swerve Strickland. I think I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Swerve has said in the past that he doesn't want to be on lists like this where he is where things are divided in terms of color.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't, and that's his opinion. I don't agree with that because I understand how important it is for people to feel represented. And how many of these men on this list has seen what Swerve has done in AEW this year and said, holy shit, that can be me. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And anyone else who's never even put boots on, who's looking at Swerve right now at home and thinking, I want to be like that because of what he was able to achieve in AEW this year. So this is really interesting. I do feel like in terms of what he's been able to achieve, yes, number one. Number two, Willow Nightingale. How you
Yes.
feel about her placing number two?
I like her. I like her there, but number three has a big. You know what I'm saying? I think number three should be over number
Number
two.
three,
But
Athena.
yeah, I think Athena deserves to be over Willow. Now I love Willow
I
Nightingale.
think Athena was number three last year too. No, she was either number two or number three because um damn, she was either number two or number three. People were debating between her and Brian Keith from last year, so that was interesting. Willow had a great year too. She's had three titles. She's been used as a transitional champion all three of those times. So we're gonna have to put some respect on our girl's name.
Yes.
However, she's worked really, really hard. She's worked really hard, and she's very deserving, at least to be in the top five. I don't want to take anything away from her. Athena has also been amazing as well. She's coming on almost 2 years in December of being Ring of Honor Women's Champion. So I'm cool with that. However, number four is Mercedes Monet.
She had 4 matches. I mean, I guess star power. If you're looking at star power, if we looking at that, like, let's just take Willow again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Willow has rised up through every fan's ranking. So if we're gonna put her at number two, she's held, you said, 3 titles this year, right? So she's even
Yes,
held one of Mercedes titles this year as well.
both.
Both of them, matter of fact. So she's held the
She's had
NWA.
TBS, she's had New Japan, and she has CMLL.
So she's had 3 titles this year, and but she's lost them. Mercedes hasn't lost hers yet, even though she's only had 4 matches. This is why it's so hard for those three right there in that in 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
Athena hasn't lost her title, and she's been holding it down for 2 years.
Yeah,
And she got people,
absolutely.
and she still has me subscribing to Ring of Honor just to see what happens. So like the 20 of us that are still keeping Ring of Honor,
The 20 of us, that's right.
you know what I mean? Like,
That's,
so I like
I
it.
don't know. Mercedes number 4. Let's talk about the rest of the top 10 real quick because we
Okay.
have Michael Uku, who is from, well, I think he just left. People are just left Rev Pro.
Hmm.
He's really, really great. He deserves to be top 10 for sure. He just left. People are speculating that he will be going to AEW. So we'll see. We'll
Okay.
see. He's the one that had the match with what's his name? MJF, when MJF was all decked out with the Hulk Hogan gear.
Oh, okay.
That was him. Okay. We got
Okay.
Myron Reed. Myron Reed, very talented as well from MLW. Darius Carter is another good one too. Shug D is another one. I think, well, I would get, I mean, I don't know top 10, but he's been great. Oba Femi is number 9. I don't agree with this.
You don't think he should be there? You think he should be higher or lower?
Yes, this is what I'm
Okay.
saying. I would put Mercedes maybe somewhere there
Okay.
and bring up Obafemi
He's the longest reigning North American champion right now. He passed it, I believe, today. So
today. Okay.
today makes him the longest. As we're filming, it makes him the longest reigning NXT
Oh,
champion over anybody that has held the title. Keith Lee, who else?
I would have brought him up.
Adam
I would have
Cole.
brought him up on this list.
Yeah,
For real, for real. I understand Mercedes is popular. She does have that star power, but she's had years to get to this point.
yeah,
Obafemi has been able to have a lot of accomplishments in a shorter amount of time. And it's been really impressive. It's been really impressive to see what he's been able to accomplish. So I would have put him higher on the list. Calvin Tankman is another one from MLW.
hmm,
I think Deadlock Pro as well, other promotions, whatnot. He's great too. Carmelo Hayes at number 11, Lee Moriarty at number 12. I'll take it. I'll
yeah,
take it. Leo Rush has had a really great year as well. He is on
man.
number 13. Leon Slater 14. Stephen Wolf 15. Ricochet 16. Okay. Um, well, you know
A
what?
little bit
I'll take
higher.
it.
I'll take it, but a
I
little bit higher.
don't. I'm not sure how I feel about it because I feel like we didn't see the best out of him in WWE this year,
Hmm.
and since he's been with AEW, he's only had like what 3 matches. So I feel like there's not too much to go off of
Yeah.
for Ricochet.
Okay.
Um, Red Velvet number 17. I'll take it.
All right.
Oh, this is interesting. Red Velvet ranked higher than Bianca, who is 18, and Jade, who is 19. That's
I,
interesting.
I don't even know if Red Velvet's had more matches than Bianca and Jade this year, let alone the impact that they've
I'm not
had.
sure, but she did win the TV title, the Ring of Honor TV title.
She is, and she's carrying it well right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying her as champion. You know what I mean? I like the red belt on her.
It's cute. The red strap belt is cute. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
but
Number
go ahead.
20 is Alex Kane. 21 Queen Amanada. She's been doing her thing too. She's
She
been doing her
has.
thing.
I would have had her right after. Well, I guess I see they trying to mix it up, but that's a lot right there. Like between Red Velvet, Bianca, Jade, and Queen Amanada. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, the other girls ranked higher than Queen because Queen hasn't won a title.
Okay.
So that makes sense. That makes sense. Nyla
Yeah.
Rose is coming right after Queen Aminata. I think
Okay.
she had a really strong feud with Athena that I feel like they cut short.
Yeah.
Um I don't think I'll see any titles in Nyla's future, at least this year. But I
Hmm.
think she's been doing some good things in the women's division. Trick Williams, 23?
Yeah, nah, he should be higher on the list. This goes back to Mercedes being number 4. Trick
What the
Williams has
butt?
had Trick Williams has had I don't know how many great matches this year. Like I know people still say he's a little green. I think he should be higher. He just won the NXT title again this year for the second time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He's not. I wouldn't green. I wouldn't say green. I would say not as experienced, but
yeah.
like green. I don't think I would describe Trick Williams that way.
Nah, I
Very
don't
interesting. And he would be
that.
higher on my list, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's the most. His song. I remember what was it? Earlier this year, right? Like it was either earlier this year or it was late. No matter of fact, it was late last year.
Hmm.
They played his. They didn't even play his theme on Raw, and the whole crowd was chanting "Whoop that trick," and he
Uh,
wasn't even there. You
that's
know what I'm saying? They
interesting.
wasn't even playing his music; they was just chanting it, and it's just like, all right, he's already. I think his star power is higher than Carmelo Hayes right now,
Oh,
and I love Carmelo. Don't get me.
that's that's interesting.
Yeah, like I think that people they in this last PLE they just had for NXT, like
Hmm.
they went crazy for Trick. Like the crowd loves him, and they were in Chicago at that.
Very
So
interesting. He would have been higher on my list.
yeah,
24, Kevin Knight.
okay.
25, Javon Evans.
Bouncy man, gotta.
I'm cool with him making it top 100 for sure.
I'm
I'm
cool
cool.
with him.
And I do want to say this too.
Okay.
With lists like this, if you are part of like an independent promotion, it's a little harder to make that top 100 regardless of the list, because obviously more people are watching WWE or AEW, TNA, and all those things. So it's a little harder to make it to the list. Javon Evans, he is he has less experience as well, but I think he's been making a big impact, and he's definitely one to watch for, especially for next year. He's gonna make it much higher on this list next year for sure.
He he is the we've been saying that he's probably going to end up being maybe one of the youngest WWE champions as far on
Oh,
main roster. Like
oh, main roster. Okay, okay.
Randy, him and Randy, he this Tuesday, him and Randy on Title Tuesday. I know it's Title Tuesday over there on AEW, but on NXT on the 8th, him and Randy Orton are having a dream match already. Like
That's
he's getting his
interesting.
first big match against Randy Orton. Randy called him out, so this is
That's
I'm
cool.
excited. It's the battle of the cutters.
Oh my god. Well, at least it won't be a super kick party. At least
Yeah,
that.
man.
Let me see who else we got on here. We're gonna let me skim through the rest of the at least top 100.
Okay.
We have okay, Trisha Dora right on 26.
Ooh,
Powerhouse Hobbs 27.
I mean, he was cooking earlier in the year. He had to change his character how many times this year? Like he went through.
Right, and then he joined Don Callis family.
Yeah, he changed his character
Yeah,
3 times this year, and it was working until he got hurt. So
unfortunately,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, and
I
he
mean, 27 though. I don't know. Let me see who else is. Let me see who else. Shane Taylor 28. Brian Key 29.
he deserves to be higher. Brian Keith.
Mm,
You think
Brian
Brian?
Keith.
Yeah.
Brian Keith was like top 3 last year, and he dropped to 29. This is what happened when you were in a Chris Jericho vortex. That's what that is.
when
Um.
when they made him, when they put his face on the apple, they dropped him when they made this.
Oh my God! Don't even mention it.
I
Oh
gotta
shit!
find a picture of that apple.
Horrible, horrible. Anthony Bowen's 31. Dante Martin 33. Darius 34. Isaiah Cassidy 35. Mark Quinn 36. Naomi 37. They playing with my girl.
They playing with Naomi.
Dang.
They playing with her. She
But
should be
to
right up there with
but
Bianca.
to be honest, I really felt like she didn't have that much of a great year. If it felt like Naomi was on that journey with Bianca and Jade, maybe she would have been placed higher. Because there's been times where I kind of felt like, oh, did they forget about Naomi? You know what I mean?
No, it's just starting though. I think it's like I said. I think it's just starting. I see a heel turn coming. I don't know which team. Well, obviously they just turned Bailey face. So every time they start talking bad about Bailey and walk off, Naomi starting to make faces.
Mm,
So I think Jade. I've been asking for a Jade and Bianca turn. So I'm hoping that happens. I think Bianca could use it for her character, and Jade fits right in with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping for that. So, but maybe we'll see her rise up next year. I think I see
yeah.
some good things
We'll
happening.
see. We'll see. Wes Lee 38. Interesting.
Yeah, he just
AJ Francis 40.
yes, he has.
Bishop Khan 41.
Listen, AJ Francis, have you been watching him in TNA?
I've been seeing some clips. I mean, I do find his character to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
His finisher, the down
I gotta
payment.
see who I gotta see who else is on this on the rest, at least the top 100, because this is interesting. Um, where was I? Jonathan Gresham is 45. Well, damn.
Ooh,
Carly Bravo 46. Sean Dean 47. AR Fox 49. Lord have mercy, that man is
wow.
so talented, man. Tony Khan, what are we doing with AR Fox? What are we doing? Ricky
Oh,
Starks 52.
yeah, that's wild.
I mean, we've been praying pretty much the whole year to see Ricky Starks, and he's 52. Interesting.
Listen, he
Lee
could cut.
Johnson 54.
Ricky could cut a promo from his Instagram right now, and it'll be on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, that's true.
he
That's
should cut a
true.
promo from his. If you watching this, cut a promo from your Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh man, Lee Johnson 54, Promise Braxton 55, Montez Ford
56.
56.
Wow, they got Montez after Promise. Hey, listen, y'all know Promise is my girl, and Montez right after Promise. But this is Bobby Lashley's fault. Okay, I'm
But
blaming.
can we say this though? That comment about not having black men as champion for Triple H, that is geared towards people like Montez Ford,
Mhm,
who is stuck in that tag team vortex thing. He should have been. This is like no shade
mhm.
to Street Profits, but this guy is a star. And I don't know, like Angelo, he's great or whatever, but Montez has something that I feel like if the company would have prioritized, he could be holding that title that Cody Rhodes ain't doing nothing with right now.
I think he can carry the company. I wrote about it already. I have an article with him and Swerve on the cover of who can carry the black wrestlers that can carry both companies, and it was Swerve and it was Montez. So
Hmm.
I think Montez, and you see they got Angelo right after him at 57. So I think that they don't have to split them up. I think if they're thinking like they have to have a feud or something like that, don't do that. Just let
They don't
them,
have to. They don't have to do that.
yeah, like let them go. There's, you know what I mean? Like they let them both travel, like and go their separate ways and do their thing. They can maybe split them up during you know what I mean? Like the whenever next time they have the draft. Keep
Hmm.
I say you keep B-Fab with Angelo Dawkins. Dawkins can wrestle. I think he has something special too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
absolutely. But if we're talking about being that top guy,
Montez.
oh, Montez,
Yeah, Montez,
absolutely.
he's gonna sell tickets, he's gonna sell t-shirts, he's got the, you know what I mean? Like he energizes the crowd. Like,
The ladies,
yeah, oh
come on now,
oh yeah, he
come
energizes
on
the
now.
ladies love Montez. You already know that. They be in the chat going crazy when Montez is on the screen. So, you know, he has that appeal and they
He
just have to let him
does.
go. The same way Bianca does for guys, for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
love B. So Montez has that same thing. It's time for him to make that move. Like if he's gonna do
we'll
it anytime
see.
soon. Listen,
I don't necessarily think it's up to him though.
you don't think so?
I don't think that not necessarily up to him. The company still has to be the one to be like, we're gonna take that chance. And right now, I don't see it. I don't see it. The whole elimination chamber thing was like that was like, oh shit, maybe we're going that route. And look at it now. Nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing.
Uh,
Jay Lethal, 61. I don't think
Max
Max
Caster.
Caster, 62. Well, you know.
You could have put him lower on the list, actually. Unless you're gonna give him points for wearing that jacket this week.
Well, no. Because you saw Bowens was like 30 something. I think
Mhm.
but I prefer Bowens over Max Caster for real, for real. Maya World 64. She's great.
Maya World's
Um
amazing.
dang, Action Andretti 72. I mean Action Andretti, what you did last night, I ain't feeling it. I ain't feeling it.
Oh,
Who else is on here? Who else is on here? Sydney Akeem. Well, people are saying he
he's
might get signed with AEW. He did do Ring of Honor about a month or so ago. We'll see.
yeah,
We'll see.
he has been cooking. I got the like I say that I think the best match that I've seen him in this year was him and Jack Cartwheel. I sent you that, right? Like, are you seen it, right?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my
I don't think
god!
so.
All right, so I'll send you the link. Him and Jack Cartwheel had one of the most athletic matches. I know everybody be like, "Oh, this is gymnastics." I don't care. Like you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And at least you get to
I know
do it.
I can.
Yeah,
I
let's
know
not.
I can.
And I get mad at people that say that, and it's like, well, they say it is the gymnastics part, but like, let's just keep it real. It started with the circus, right? Like, so in the circus, they have people that do gymnastics. If we're going to keep
All
the
right.
carnival aesthetic, so
I think it's cool. I'm cool with
I
it.
like
I'm
it.
cool with it.
They had a great match.
Um, yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Let's see who all else is on here. Kalani Jordan 95. Okay,
Wait, what? They got her at 95, and she's the North American champion right now.
that's interesting.
That's wild. Over
It
like
is.
I'm looking at some of the people on the list that are not to take anything else from some of these people. Like I think,
Ryan, you don't want to, but you kind of, if we're thinking about accomplishments and things like that, sometimes
yeah,
you can feel like certain people should be higher up on the list. I would have thought that she would have been higher than that.
yeah, and it's showing she's actually showing the strength of WWE's been toying with the idea of having mid card titles.
Mm,
So this is the first woman's mid card title in NXT. So she's carrying it and she's showing that it works. You know what I'm saying? They need it for certain people to get bumped up, maybe that you couldn't see as champion before, that maybe you'll be able to. Like it would be
yeah.
good to have it on somebody else. When we'll get there, I'll say it once we get there. We almost at the bottom of the 100, but
Mm, yeah. That's crazy. Mason
yo,
Madden is 98, Shelton Benjamin 99, Mia Yim 100.
Mia Yim
Um,
deserves to be higher too. She's been having match after
Dang,
match
there's some
after
people
match.
I don't. Kiara Hogan 106.
Kiera Hogan at 106.
She's done really well.
Yeah, and she's traveling.
I know she didn't win no titles, but she's done really well. I mean, if that's the case, because this is weird. I don't know.
She's putting
I
people
don't
over
know.
in Ashe right now as well. Like, they have their every 3 months they'll throw like an event, or every 2 to 3 months over at Ashe Wrestling. That's why I
Yeah.
always say like the importance of having Ashe Wrestling, like as far as a somewhere at least for wrestlers when they're not doing anything to go, and for legends to go and put people, you know what I mean, and give them that name.
Mm-hmm.
Kiera Hogan, she signed to AEW and she's always there.
106. Very interesting on that one. Let me see who all else is on here. Cheeseburger, I like him. He's 110. 110.
If cheeseburger on there, they need to put cheesecake on there. You know what I'm saying? Just as
Put in work or as a
man,
security guard.
I would love to
Very
see.
interesting. Let me see. Maserati, she's been on Ring of Honor too. She's great.
Mhm.
I would hope they bring her back too.
Charity King at 120, Danny B at 121.
Oh,
Hold on, like we missed 120 and 121. I'm like Danny B. I've been following her. I seen her first at UWW. So I like, you know what I mean, when they were here, and Danny B has been going everywhere and winning titles. And I think she was tag team champion with I forget who, and they just had a match with Faye Jackson recently.
hmm,
I think, was it Faye Jackson? I forget who it was. It was over in Ashe. And then
I think it was Faye.
yeah, like they've been having her they have like two of them. What is it? King Bees. Oh, it's her and Charity King, her tag team partners, the King Bees.
I noticed the tag teams are always right with each other on the list, which is
Yeah.
interesting. That's almost like saying that they're sort of kind of equals, which is not always true.
Yeah, no, they aren't.
Not always true. No, this is very interesting. EJ and Duca, which I've been saying people need to keep an eye out on. He's 150. He's really great too. I like him a lot.
Yes.
Um,
Just take his phone.
this,
Take his phone. He was going off this weekend. Take his phone.
oh, very interesting. Eli Isom is 179. He's great too. JTG, I didn't know he was wrestling still. I didn't know that. 188.
um, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I didn't know he was still wrestling. I'm glad to see that he is still up there. I thought he just tweets, but I guess you know what I'm saying, he is still out there wrestling. So yeah,
It's interesting.
yeah.
It's interesting. Well, we at least went through the first 200, at least the ones that we recognize. I'll post a link so you guys can see who else is on here. But it's interesting. Hey, do you see anybody that you have not seen on the list yet?
Where is Miss Parker?
I don't remember seeing her name. Unless I skipped that. I was just thinking about her and Lash. I don't.
Yeah, where's Lash Legend?
Where
Where
are
is
they?
Miss Parker? Where is what's Lash's partner? Jakara Jackson.
I didn't. I don't think I skipped those names. I don't. No, they're
Nah,
not on here. I'm
look at.
looking at least at the top 200, and I don't
Oh, I see
see
her.
their names.
Jada Parker made 220. I found her.
Okay, 220.
That's kind of low for me. Like Jada Parker is kind of like, you know what I mean? She has people tuning in to NXT.
That's
Um
interesting.
yeah, and she's very talented. She has a natural mic presence. It's like, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's believable. That's one of the things that like she can carry that over a lot of people that's on this list. If I move
Right.
her over, I would have moved her into the high 100s, definitely over there with Charity King and Danny B, maybe around that area if you're gonna do it. But
Jakara Jackson,
what number you see her at?
466.
So where's is Lash near her, or did they put
I
her up
don't.
higher?
I still don't see her name yet.
Yeah, she body slammed the Otis. Like, what's going on?
I'm looking and I still don't see her name. I
I think I
mean,
just seen her.
is interesting in
352.
terms 352. Okay,
Yeah, she's there.
okay. I mean, we've been seeing Kofi and Xavier in them. I don't see any of them on there.
Tavion Heights, I see him from NXT
What
360.
number? Okay.
360.
Oh,
Um,
Mas. Did he have a match this year?
no. Oh,
416?
he's on the live event circuit. So he's doing Cologne intros, and on the live event circuit, they're using him as a special
Bro.
attraction, aka. And I'm a Omar Sapien, like a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. But that's why I would like to see what it is that make them put this together because a lot of people I feel like are just here based off the name and we really haven't seen much or whatever. But I will say this. I did like I said, we appreciate lists like this because people are getting recognized. Otherwise we wouldn't even see their name. So that's interesting.
yeah,
Some of the placements I don't agree with, but at least we have something like this for people to at least see these names and take a look at who some of these wrestlers are that deserve recognition. So this is interesting,
I see Brianna
really
Vance even
interesting.
made the list. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are people that I like. I follow a lot of these people. Some of them on the independent circuit, like Brianna
Right,
Vance.
and that's a good thing too for seeing their names on here as
Yeah,
well because otherwise
yeah.
they wouldn't make it a list
She
at
she
all.
is she is Sasha Banks 2.0. I'm just letting you know if you ever seen Brianna Vance. Her name is Brianna
Oh
Vance.
man.
You know what I'm saying? So she is Mercedes Monet. Like
Mercedes number four though, that's the one for me. I don't know. No.
the one
Not number four. Over Obafemi, I would fix that up. I would.
I do like
Mm.
Darius Carter on this list though. Like he's in the top 10, and he needs to be I don't wherever he's at, he needs to be moved up. He is one of the best heels in wrestling right now.
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen Darius Carter like wrestle before?
Yes.
He is.
That's why I said I agree with the top 10. Myron is
Yeah.
another one. I like him a lot. I like his style.
Hmm.
Michael's another one too. People are saying AEW. I don't know. We'll see. But that would be really, really interesting. Interesting to
Yeah.
see where these guys go, you know. And
Yeah.
and like we said, this list is really important so we can see these names and I do hope that seeing some of these people's names encourage y'all to go check some of these people out. So you can see what they're about. These people, they're the future of pro wrestling. They'll get called up to WWE, AEW, TNA, and go to New Japan or whatever it is to these bigger companies. So we'll be seeing a lot of these names, especially some of them that you don't recognize, going off to do bigger and better things. And some of these people like Naomi or Montez that we would love to see get bigger opportunities. We'll see what happens for 2025.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get Promise Braxton some more of them matches up there on Ring of Honor, man. If she over there right now, you know what I'm saying? I need that.
Right, and Ring of Honor, serves a purpose of giving a lot of independent wrestlers some time to work too. So a lot of these names that's on this list have been featured on Ring of Honor. So kudos to Tony Khan, I guess, for giving these people a platform. That's cool. That's cool. But guys, thanks for watching this video. Let us know what you thought in terms of the placements, or what do you think about lists like this or Triple H comments. We'll see you guys on the next video. King Leo does his live streams on Mondays and Tuesdays and Fridays. And I do live streams on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. And then, we do PLEs and pay-per-views and whatnot. We'll see you guys on the next video. Good night.
Guys.